Hi guys, welcome to the House of Valentina. I'm Valentina, and today we are talking about how to make sure that your home is not boring. When I'm thinking about how I design my own spaces and I'm designing spaces for my client, this is definitely something that I like to think about, because the last thing that I want to do is design a space that's like blah. There's just really nothing that just excites you about the room. And so I thought it'd be really fun to talk a little bit about why you should be trying to avoid the boring room in the first place. And then I'm gonna give you a couple quick tips on how to jazz up your space if it's starting to feel a little bit boring to you. And then if you like this video, I may do a part 2 with more tips, because I don't know that we're gonna have enough time. I'm just telling you, I get real passionate about this subject. It's just, I almost think I shouldn't put this on the internet. I should just not put this on the internet. If you like fierce, if you like drama and things not being completely boring, hit subscribe, because there is more content coming your way very soon and we don't want you to miss out. Make sure you also give the video a thumbs up and let us know down in the comments if you are excited about this idea of actually creating interesting and dramatic rooms. Let me know down in the comment section. And without further ado, let's jump in. I'm gonna have to place my coffee down. So now I'm gonna need both hands to talk about this subject, right? Why is it important to not be boring? Why is that even important when it comes to creating a home? I need a home that matches what's going on inside of me. This fierce side of me, this passion, this need to live on full speed. And I just realized, like, for so long, it was easy to just fall into this trap of building out a home that was just kind of boring. It's really about you wanting to represent the pieces of yourself that are exciting, that are full of passion and full of life, and you really want to embrace life in your spaces. I think that it's easy to take a path of what is available on the market. Sometimes when you don't think over your entire design, you can make some of these mistakes so easily, and they'll give you a room that just sort of falls short. It's like you can't quite put your finger on what it is that's missing from your space. And that's actually the motivation. You guys ask me all the time in the comment section, on our Facebook group. You guys are emailing me. It's constant. My clients in real life are like, I put things together and I can't figure out what it is that's missing. And I'm like, well, do you want me to be honest? I feel so bad. Like, I was told as a child, like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So sometimes I stand there for a while. It's like, well, the truth is gonna maybe hurt for a second. But if I can offer you something that will help you fix it, we can get it fixed pretty quickly. How about that? Does that feel like a good deal? Then I won't feel bad about saying it, okay? The problem is that it's just boring. There's nothing interesting going on a lot of times. It's just flat. It's a lot of times we say, I like black, or I like white, or I like cream, or I like blue. And a lot of times we just pile all of the same color. Think about this. If you had a room that was white walls and white furniture and a white floor and a white rug and a white picture and white lighting, and everything is the same shade of white, it would be boring. How do we keep ourselves from creating rooms that are boring? You really need to look around your space and ask yourself, am I playing it too safe? Am I allowing myself to just be kind of the boring, like, baseline? You know, when you see a heartbeat and it's flatlined, that's not good. That's just not good. And sometimes our rooms are like that. They're just flatlined. There's just nothing that's getting our heart rate up. There's nothing that excites us about them. If you want something that when you walk in, you're just like, wow, there's something about this room. So how do we do all this? I know, I'm rambling. I just want to be able to help you really to be able to analyze your space. It's not necessarily when you look around and you're like, everything in the room is white. Does that mean I need to throw everything out? Do I need to paint the walls a dramatic color? Maybe. The answer may be maybe. The answer may also be simpler than that. One of the first things that you've got to do in your spaces is that you just have to play with contrast. Play with your contrast. And black is so good because white exists and there are these opposite extremes. And this contrast is what makes every good movie good. We need the dissonance. We need something to be opposing in order for things to really come to life. Think about your furnishings, your rugs, your art, everything that you put into the room and how you can play with contrast. Sometimes you want something to be silent so that something else has a bigger contrast and a bigger voice. I talk about that all the time with my clients about the voice that you give your pieces and the way that they either speak or they are silent. And you get to play with all of those things as you build out your spaces. Okay, let's get on to number 2. My second tip is to play with pattern. If you are just getting started on this road of wanting to make sure that your space is interesting, think about pattern. The thing is that most mass market stores, they make a lot of money off of selling you good basics. It's more affordable. It's easier for them. It's more affordable for them because they can make it more. They can sell a whole bunch of them. It's easy to produce. It's easy to sell. It makes sense. We're eager to buy things because we're trying to build a home that will stand the test of time. At least a little bit of time would be great. And we're trying to build these sort of classic, sort of timeless interiors. So we go and we buy all one color. We have the sofa, we put on some cushions, and a lot of times we're just layering more of the same color and we haven't even gotten to pattern. It's like, oh, well, I don't want to, I might get tired of cheetah. Cheetah is a neutral. I'm certain of it, okay? But you can play with pattern, play with cheetah, play with plaids, play with zebra. Zebra just adds this like pop. The thing about pattern is that it's like a lot of things in life. Salt is really, really good. It's something that we need in our bodies. We need the balance of salt and potassium in order for our sodium-potassium pump to be well functioning. So what do? We salt our food. It gives it flavor. So if you have ever had food that has absolutely no salt, my husband is sensitive to salt, so I was like, oh, I'll buy him low sodium soup because I'm in a rush and this gives him a few things that I don't have to cook. And oh my gosh, it was so bland. It was literally no flavor. I was like, ugh, why would you want to eat this? And then the other stuff that they normally sell on the shelf is so full of sodium that I'm afraid he's gonna drop dead from sodium from the shakes because it's so loaded with sodium. And you don't even taste the food anymore because all you're tasting is salt. And so I think that it's salt in just like with pattern. A little bit, the right amount is what you're looking for. It's when it's perfectly salted that something tastes perfect. It's that moment when you're just like, yes. And there's this fine line. You got to do that with your pattern as well. You've really got to think about how much pattern is going to be really, really good. Because I really like something where you really are playing with those contrasts. You play with your pattern to create that contrast and that drama. And that's why I think have a little balance with your pattern and it will really, just a little bit, can really transform your space. Okay, next up, let's talk about art because we're getting, I know, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so much to tell you guys. Okay, we're gonna need a part 2, okay? Part 2, that will be the next one. You guys let me know if you want it down in the comments. Okay, so next up, if you're really trying to take your space from that baseline and give it something that's just gonna give it a heartbeat, think about your art because when your eye reads a room, you really see a lot of the furnishings that are usually fairly low, and then your art is up. Well, your eye typically will read a room like this, and you work your way down. It's just the way that we as humans tend to read a room, which is why if you're just getting started, adding some drama and some life into your space, your art could be the easiest. I think, could it be the easiest? It may actually be the easiest way for an instant, I like that. I was thinking of like an injection where it's like, you just inject it with life. Art is meant to say something. That is kind of the point of art. It conveys a message to you and to those who might hopefully one day actually get to visit your house and come inside. So when you choose your art, think about, what does my art say to me? What does it even mean? Can I create drama with art? Maybe you want to have one piece that's just like, it has a voice. It just speaks. And then maybe some of the other art pieces in the room, you don't need everybody yelling at each other in the room. You don't want it to be like you're standing in a stadium and everyone's yelling at each other all around you. That can be just too much. But one really well-placed piece of art, maybe over the fireplace, maybe over the bed, you can see where sometimes that piece can really convey a message that is fierce, it's full of life, it's got passion, it's got a message. It's something that you want to remind yourself. This is for me, this is my personal opinion. Take it or leave it. I think that your art really matters. I think that your art speaks to you whether you are listening or not. It has a voice. It is conveying a message to you. And if it's very neutral and it really doesn't have anything going on and if you stop seeing it, then a lot of times what's happened is that you've just allowed your voice to become silent. Art should speak, it should say something to you. That's why I like to really have art that's a little bit more dramatic. I like things with big, bold strokes. It's because that's the kind of life that I want to live. As I'm putting together my rooms, I like to think through, can we be bolder? Can we play with contrast? Is somebody laughing in the art? Does it bring me joy? Does it bring me sophistication? What does my art mean to me? Your art is so personal. It really, the way that you mix it together is really important. It's a reminder to you of places you've been, places you may want to go. Maybe it's the beach, it's the seaside, it's a cityscape of New York. Think of all the different things that we put on our walls and how they really can convey a message. And so you can use maybe a bold piece that has more color in it. You can use something with a bold stroke. You could use something where something is happening in the art. Maybe it's a photo and there's something that's really happening in it. All of these things are easy ways to use your art to add drama and life into your space. So, okay, I could clearly go on and on. I get so hyped up about this, I can't help it. Because this is what I love, this is my passion, this is what I want you guys, especially as we as a globe are hopefully going to get past everything that we have been facing over this last year or so. I don't know about you, but I'm just ready. I'm ready to live my life hard. I want to go for it. I want to give it all. And so if you're on board with me, I hope that you will let me know down in the comments. Let me know, Valentina, we are in this together. This is exciting. Please give us more. I don't want to be boring. Let me know down in the comments if you are with me. Also, let me know by hitting subscribe if you haven't already, giving the video a thumbs up if you love it. And yeah, we've got some exciting projects that are coming out, and I cannot wait to share more of this because even for me, I'm coming out the gate saying, you know, I've been kind of playing it safe. I've been kind of playing it safe, and I don't want to do that anymore. Let's just live. Let's live hard. Let's live wild. Let's live free. Let's like do things, right? So yeah, okay, all right. Cheers, you guys. Hope you enjoyed stopping by for the coffee. I always love when you stop by as well. It It encourages me to no end that I'm not in this alone, because some days I think, am I the only one? Am I the only one? No, I'm not, because there's so many of you that are saying, yes, let's do this. We're in it together. And yeah, so I will see you in the next one. See you then. Bye. Cheers. Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
I may have gone a little.
I got to scream amen from the other room. She's throwing it down in there.
I want a house that feels empowered and empowering.
Yes. I'm totally with you.